Hello, everybody. Welcome to my very first podcast of XRE Global. My name is Robert Tarquin. I am the CEO of XRE Global. We are a digital real estate blockchain project. Um, a little bit about myself. I have 25 years experience in management with restaurant business, as far as being a shift manager at the GM to a multi-unit level. I had many training stores of my own. I was also a trainer in a vast majority of my multi-unit experience. Brought a vast of experience to other people and was blessed to have such great people working for me that we ended up being number one in our region out of 15, I believe, and I believe number 9 out of 150 some areas. So I do have construction and real estate experience, approximately 8 years on that. And that was more or less of real estate, construction, roofing, management, all CEO level type with that. Doing my own sales, construction, hiring, training, all that good stuff in there. So um, from about 2018, I decided to make a change from real estate, from my restaurant career to something different. I went up as far as I could possibly want to go. There's only one or two steps higher in any company, with one of them being owning a restaurant company. And I really didn't. Restaurants is not my passion. It's a burnout 7-day a week job. It's a hard job. Um, you really have to be dedicated to do it 24 hours a day. And it's the reward and the risk, the reward and the work is not exactly what is supposed to be given to people. So I do feel for the people in the restaurant industry. My passion is real estate and construction. What we're about to accomplish with blockchain has always been a part of my plan since my early 20s. I've always had a plan to open a car lot, sell a couple cars, make some money that way, buy a house, flip that house, and then sell it to buy 2 houses, sell one, and then rent the other one out. Now, the one that I sold, I was going to take another property, rent that out, and then I was going to buy 2 more houses that way. And then sell those. We were going to make apartments. There's always been a vision in my head, working the 9 to 5 or restaurant life, 7 days a week, and supporting a family. It just didn't work out for me. It couldn't get into that past that stage. Everything's been really moving along in the last couple of years, though. I've decided to make a change in my life, and blockchain has really moved that up for me, which is really awesome because I'm able to be what I want, where I want, almost where we want, as most people know since they've been following me since 2018. So we are a digital real estate project that is looking to be the largest real estate blockchain project in the world. Why do I say the largest blockchain project in the world? Well, we're doing tokenization, which is taking a property and having people invest into that one property, and then they automatically get every month a residual from that property. If you have rent that we get from the tenant, we send it over to the people that have a stake in that property. It's not like most REITs to where you put $1,000 in and then it takes you 2 to 3 years to get that money back. If you pull out early, you're going to get 20% of your money. And whatever's showing on there, say you're showing you made $1,500, you're probably only going to get $300 because you got taxes, fees, early termination fees, and all that good stuff. So whenever there are more people wanting to buy in, that is when you're able to buyout. So it's more is coming on that. We also have a pool to where we are having XRET token that coming up very, very, very soon, in the next 2 weeks. And that is going to be a massive, massive project that we are taking on. You're going to be able to get into different projects that we are in. We are currently getting into building our own townhomes, condos, and apartments. So we are building them ourselves. I am actually lead on all of this. I am making sure that we are getting what we need to do to build everything, to create this massive project that is just going to change everything, because it's more in the tokenization of crypto and blockchain. It's not anything traditional. It's going to be bigger within the US. We're going to venture out. We don't have anything ventured out right now, but we're going to venture out. Moving forward, as I said, we're building. So we're going to own our own properties. We are going to be able to send out residuals, staking of the token. Right now, it's between 5 and 7% APY, which is phenomenal. And this will be monthly. It's not going to be, this is how much you have in your account and you can collect it in 5 years from now. No, it's going to be every month. Some of the other projects that have been a problem I've seen is that they have either on Ethereum or some other blockchain that is costing buku amounts of transaction fees, where they're sending $10 a month or $5 a month or $1 a month. And, it's more in fees than it is for regular, what they're supposed to be getting. So, are you going to be making 5% or are you going to be making 1% because you have to pay those fees? And it's a bad business model. So we're going to be using USDT or BUSD on Binance Chain. Fees are little to none, and transaction time and fees are very little. So it's not going to take any time. It's not going to take any of the fees out of it. And we've already looked into this in the future. We just want this to be as transparent as we can about everything. We will put everything up on our website and finish this out by August 1st. And this will be up ready for you guys. You guys can read. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, because we want to go through anything that you have, any questions that you have, anything you don't understand. We want to make sure that we get through to you right away. Let me tell you a little bit about our NFTs. Currently, as I know, we are the first blockchain company to have the first NFT deed in the world. We have a property in Buffalo, New York, go Bills, that is a lot it is a property lot. It's a piece of land, and it is an NFT deed. So the purpose of an NFT deed is to create a blockchain deed to where we are able to put all the information onto the blockchain, and then that owner is able to sell their property if they want to sell it with crypto over the blockchain. Full disclosure, we are going to have to still do paperwork. We can get into a situation to where we can do an LLC into that property, and then you can send it right over to that other person by transferring the name of that LLC to the buyer, which is great. Has some other legal stuff that we have to work through, and KYC. There's so much on that. We have to make sure that everybody's legit. We're not selling to any countries that are forbidden. What else do we have on here? I've got a bunch of notes we've gone through. So once we go through the apartments, we've wanted to make sure that we're going to do the real estate. We're going to be selling some of the properties, and through that, we're going to be having our own real estate company. So our own real estate agents that we hire in are going to be selling the properties. That is going to fund that side of it, as far as having them list other properties and do their own things. These will be considered house deals for them. Also, with more of the apartments that we're coming up with, we're going to also have our own mortgage company. So that's going to be XRE Fi, and that is going to be able to support those apartments, those condos, those townhomes for sale, and we can finance them ourselves because we do own those. And then that will fund the XRE Fi, which we will be able to expand throughout the country and take it a little further after we grow a little bit more. We are looking at a property that we have currently. We are looking for funding for this, and with a good return, give it about 12-month return that we are looking to give everybody, to one person or group. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. So if you are interested or you want more details on it, please do give us a message. You can find me on Twitter. You can comment on here. I would love to get in touch with you, give you a little bit more information about that and where we're heading down the road. Last piece of this is we are planning on a hotel franchise. Now, I know you guys are saying, this isn't real. This is too much. It's not. Think of all the things that you can do in the world. Build your own apartments. A real estate company, when you're opening a company, it's not that big of a deal. You open up a real estate company, you file for the license. You hire you get your bond, you get your insurance, you get your post box, depends on what state you're in, or you get a small office. And then you just start hiring some people. You start hiring some realtors. XRE Fi, mortgage company. It's filing paperwork, getting your insurance, getting your license. It's not that big of a process. And when you already own the property, it's going to be that much easier because it's that more enticing for people to come in and say, hey, we have 64 house deals that we're going to be giving away. We're going to be given a better percentage of commission to those realtors. Make it a good deal for the broker coming in that's going to be running the operations, the broker for the real estate and the mortgage side of it. It's an easy process. It's something that we've been through before, and it's very simple. So, hotel side of it, we are going to build our own hotel. Building is not a big deal. What takes more time is the regulations, going through the city planning, make sure that they're all okay with the colors, the height of the building, make sure you have enough parking lot spaces. It's not really that much of a big deal. So this property is going to be implemented into the blockchain. We are going to accept crypto. We're going to have it on the blockchain to where people can go on and register through a DApp. Also, it's going to be a traditional hotel to where people can go through normal, just like Marriott or any other of your bigger, any hotels chain. So why are we a crypto chain experience project doing all of these real world businesses? The biggest part of all of this is that since I got into this in 2018, I remember the time I was just looking into it. Bitcoin was around 14, 15, 16, on its way down from the height of 20. I had no clue what was going on. I just knew that I heard of Bitcoin 5-6 years prior to that. And I was like, man, it just popped in my head one day. I was like, what was this Bitcoin thing? Got into it, learned first through Justin Sun's Tron. And I think if it wasn't for Tron and Justin Sun, wouldn't be here right now. So I do give him props and appreciate everything that he's done. Got to meet him at Nitron 2019 in San Francisco, it was an awesome experience. Got to speak out there. Got to go to London for a conference out there. Went to Atlanta, did a speech down there at the TabConf 2 years ago, I believe, 3 years ago now. So we've been out. Went to AWS in Chicago. They were not fond of blockchain people very much. But yeah, it's we got out trying to learn as much as I could, as fast as I could, and it was a great experience. So, and that's what brought us here now to this point. I've said from the beginning, I am not a coder. I am not a developer. I don't pretend to be. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm very much in with P&Ls, training, HR. I have extensive training in all of these aspects, not coding. So but I understand the business. I understand crypto. I understand the blockchain. I understand how it works. I've created my own blockchain already. I don't feel comfortable with it because I don't have enough people around me right now to make sure that this is going to go through, to finish off the staking and to finish off the burn sequence that we want to go through that will be with the XRE token. So this is why this is my whole thought process. In order to have people really use crypto, blockchain, I believe the name blockchain is overused so much, because you think about, you go to your bank app and you want to send somebody some money and you push the button. The technology behind that for the crypto side, for the dApp, which is decentralized app, is blockchain. Now, you don't hear people going around saying, yes, I sent people money using my server. It's my centralized server. That's not how it works. That's not how, people don't brag about that. So I felt very standoffish with people that I met that knew that I was not a developer, that maybe thought I was a joke or thought that I was not real and I shouldn't be in the crypto space because I wasn't a developer. And this was in 2018. 2019, it was a technical coder's world. And in order for people to use crypto, blockchain, tokens, you have to just put it into an everyday life. You have to make it to where they don't even know they're using it, know that they are using it, not to scam anybody, but to know that they are using it. And that it brings more transparency, it brings more speed, volume, and helps their lives in a more fashionable, better way as far as them and a business. So that's why I have on this side is the blockchain, crypto, the tokens. On this side is the real estate, the mortgage, the real estate company, the construction company, the hotels, that aspect of it. So what we're doing is taking both sides and we want to combine them. We understand that the regulations, real estate, mortgage industry are probably two of the heaviest regulated industries in our country. And you just can't say, boom, here it is all in one. DeFi is something that is great and we want to implement into our systems, but we need to do it the right way. That's why I'm at where I'm at right now. And, when I first started out in 2018, we wanted to bring the use of crypto to coffee shops and retail spaces. And we were on that. We were talking to a bunch of people. At that time, people were getting into, the media was out about cryptos so bad. If you use crypto, you're going to jail. Your taxes are going to be 75%, or you're going to be in trouble, or you're going to go to jail. And it was just so much negative feedback on that. It was not a good situation for anybody. So needless to say, we did not get far on that. I knew that I wanted to get into the real estate and I wanted to do something with real estate and blockchain. I had a guy that I met through the Tron. That was awesome guy. I talked to him probably about once a week, just blowing his phone up all the time, just bouncing stuff off of him. And, I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know exactly how to do it or which direction to go through. And here we are 4 years later. We have a full plan. We have everything that we need to do, how we need to do it. Our only obstacle right now is getting funding for these townhomes. And once we get these townhomes built, 6 to 8 months up and built and ran, we can take the funds from that and we can get on more exchanges with the XRE. We can start to do more of the tokenization with properties. We can have rental properties. We can raise our APY for everyone and go through all of that aspect of it. So I just wanted to get on here and talk to everyone, give you a little bit of aspect of who I am, where I'm at. As you can see, we're remodeling, doing a lot of the work. I do most work myself. I have a couple helpers that we do. I'm on the ground. I'm doing stuff. I'm making this happen, and we have plans to move forward with everyone. And I appreciate everyone's patience that has been here since 2018, 2019 with me. And just want to let everyone know that I am here, and we want to make this a bigger project. And once we start getting a little bit more flow through, you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised on what we do and how we do it. So if you guys have any questions, any comments, anything like that, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer. And I'll see you guys in a couple of days. Thanks.